is Rohit Bhatia, and people usually call me by Eric too. I came here in Canada in 2011, like 7 years ago, and I came as a student. And then after, I just started as a worker. And I'm from a middle class family from India, so it was really a hard decision for my parents to send me over here. I chose Canada because I know there's more opportunities and then I can grow really well in here. So when I moved to Canada, I had a plan like to go study and then work and then achieve like there was set goals. But it was like when I start working in Canada, the fast food industry really attracted me, and I become a pro in it. So eventually, like I started as a dishwasher, and I did then become a manager. So, and as I'm growing myself as well, I'm going to be a franchisee soon as well, and I still own as an operation manager. I was planning to move abroad like in 27 and 28. My parents didn't allow me because they were not sure how I'm gonna settle myself. So, and then when it became like really like I did my bachelor's in India. After that, doing that, I realized I need to move on. Otherwise, I will just stick to the regular things. So I decided to move in 2011 because I was so scared because that was my decision. My parents were not agree on it.
But do you have relatives?
No, I don't
friends?
have any
You don't
relatives.
have any.
I don't have. I just Google it. I look for the room and I just landed here. I make all the friends here. Whatever I have in Canada, I just like develop myself from the bottom.
But when you're in the school, like you mentioned, like somewhere in Niagara Falls.
In Niagara Falls, yeah.
Like, do you also have a part-time job to?
When I landed, I am not allowed to work for 6 months. So I didn't work for 6 months. But then I started as a dishwasher in a Jimmy the Greek, which was is in a mall. And then I started like over there as a dishwasher. I was part-time, so they were not giving me much hour. But I knew that that's just a struggling phase because I was studying and all, and I was more focused toward my like studies. So when I did my studies, and I was looking for a job like in related to my study because my background is from science, and I have done environmental science. But here, when I look for the job, 6 months, I couldn't find it because they are asking so much volunteer works and all. So I didn't have any because I just came here brand new, right? So I decided just look for the job while doing the part-time job as well. So I started working in the
Burritos.
Mucho Burrito. So in Ottawa, there were Mucho Burrito in Orleans. I started, and they hired me as just a regular team member. And then I did like I wanted to like just I'm real I have so much work ethics, so I just do my own work and then nothing. So they really like that. Depending on that, they gave me more opportunities, and I take it. Like opportunity only comes once, right?
Well, your story is amazing. So you actually did all the parts of the work. Like
I did from the bottom to
from
top. I did the mopping, I cleaned the washrooms, I did the dishes, and then like when you start growing up, you will like God will send someone to help you out. So there's one person who owns 5 Mucho Burritos in Ottawa before around 2012, 2013. He helped me a lot during my stages, and he trusted me because he thinks I was reliable. And he opened a brand new store, trusting on me that I'm gonna be handling that.
So you and him formed a partner relationships.
Yeah.
So you devote your time and your work.
And I was working like all the time. Most of the time I was in the store interacting like with the customers, with the employees, like how to work and all. So he found that good thing in me, so he just gave me more opportunities, and I never say no to opportunities. And then my plan to moving toward my studies just go away, and then I'm more interested toward business purpose, because what I think is job is temporary, but business, if you grow it, it's all yours. So that's why I decided to move on with more and more business, and I become there are a few people who wanted to buy it, and I didn't have money. They do have a lot of money. So I started as operation manager. I took some of the share, sweat money we call. So I took that money and I start building my money to make my business. And once eventually, like, I started with 10%. Now I'm going to own one for Mucho Burrito soon. So I was with the partners before, but now I decided not to move on with the partners. I'm just doing everything by myself, because I think my learning stage is over. Now it's time to do action.
So, in this business, I know it's very competitive, right? So, what's the challenge you see in this franchise, the fast food business?
For the franchise, the first challenge is name. People should know you.
For burrito, the brand name.
Brand name. People should know you. To do that, you need standards. You need to follow the standards, what the company standards are. That's the most important thing for me. And if you go outside, if you ask anyone for the Mucho Burrito, they know it's a healthy food and it's a great franchise.
But the advertising is done by the headquarters of the
Head
franchise.
office, yeah.
So what you can do?
It's basically like to do the standards, like hiring a quite good staff, because what it is, it's just a 2 hours deal. Like, people come here for lunch, they wanted to come and get out in like few minutes, because they only have a half an hour break, an hour break. The most thing which I like is I enjoy that 2 hours, because you get a slam, and then aces in the places, they're serving really good. It's because head office can make the food, head office can do the advertisement, but delivering it's the most challenging, because if you're not delivering it properly, it won't go.
So you have to do something special in your neighborhood, or you just a customer coming and
We do a lot of community work. Like, when we opened, the food was free for every community here, because it was just a gift for us to all the community welcoming us. And we see the response. There was about more than 500 people who stopped by, and they wishes us good luck. And now I think, like, the community is growing, as you see steps going up, and then it's more challenging, but it's gonna go like really good in the next few years. So that's why we chose to come in Steps Road.
lifestyle.
Yeah, so that's why, like, people like it more, because they have a good quality of salad. Like, the portions are good, the salads are good, the burrito, which is not like we do have a MSG, we do have a you can say gluten-free options. So it's all way. We are not denying any people not to come in here. We're not giving any excuse not to come in here. So I think the food is the major thing, and then that's why we are going with the standards, protocols. Like, our food doesn't come locally. It came from Toronto or US. So it's kind of like, this makes a big difference as well, because everything is standardized. So that's why I think the food here is really good. That's why I chose to go with the Mucho Burrito, not any other franchise. That is the one thing which is really hard to do it. It's like, because people here, sometimes they have hard time to accept us, because we are immigrants, So I did face sometimes, but when you are reliable, when you have trust in yourself, nobody can beat you. So that's what it happened. Like, if you want to give me challenge me my work, then you can talk to me. So that's the motive I take it. Like, if I know I'm good at it, beat me. So, and the hiring employee and all, working with the employee, it's just, we create as a family, like environment. So in that way, like, they don't feel like, oh, they are a worker here. that's the most important thing in dealing with the employee. When they know like, oh, they are coming as a family member, they are doing their work and they're still making money, they will love to do things. But when you order them, do this, do that, they're gonna do it, but in next 3-4 weeks they will be finding another job. So managing the employee is the most important thing.
So you are also trying to copy what your own experience.
That's the thing.
You were treated
How I was treated and how.
Yeah.
Because I put myself in their shoes, like put yourself in their shoes, right? So if I am working and I'm giving, like if I'm having a 6 task and the other person just having 1 task, I will feel like, oh, why I'm doing it. So I kind of do things, I try to be fair as much as I can, but like, like sometimes it's just ups and downs, you have to take a decision, but I try to be fair, and then I go by the employee's feeling, not by like what the business wants. Because if the employee is not happy, business is not happy. But if they are happy, no matter what it is, business is gonna be happy too. So I follow that.
So what's your plan? Like next year or 5 years from now on, like keep doing what you were doing? And
my dad always tell me that between 22 to 32 is an age for you. You work as much as you can work hard. But after 32, you start slowing down, right? So you need to have a plan after 32. So I'm making that plan right now. So in next 3-4 years, I'm trying to build more franchise. Like I'm thinking to buy more franchise, and I wanted to give other people chance to who's not like who has a money problem, who doesn't like, whose employer doesn't appreciate them. So I just wanted to give them opportunity to, because I'm giving them opportunity. They are doing my business. They are happy. I'm happy. And then in that way, that's the key for the growth. If you have like aces in a places, So one person is doing that, one person another doing franchise, and then you just overall looking the operation. That's what my future, I think, is going to be in next 5 years.
So Eric, how old are you this year?
I'm going to be 29 this year.
You're going to be 29.
29.
So I want to interview you, say, after 5 years, we do another interview.
Sure,
okay,
definitely.
I probably somewhere else, friends on this planet.
But
I come back, I do another interview.
But Facebook, right? Thanks to Facebook, we're still connected, right?
Touch. And then, are you single now, right?
I do. I am single.
I know you don't have Okay, this is on the table.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So it's just for me, it's an inspiration for me, like because I came very, very like background place, and then it's just kind of like everything was new, and I have managed myself according to it. So that's achievement for me. Like when you see in yourself what you have achieved, as per I never consider money as achievement. I always consider respect and what you're doing with the other people's. That's the most important achievement in your life, because money can come and go, doesn't matter. But if you're fair to everyone, if you appreciate everyone's help, if you help everyone out, I think that's the best thing in yourself.
I really like your attitude. Like you actually want to create more jobs for the other people.
For the other people.
In the meantime, you actually will also be successful.
Yeah, and then there's so many hardworking people being misused by the employers. They're working like more hours. They're not getting that benefits, or they're not getting like what they need to be. And every person has their own capabilities, and every person has their own, like what things to do, right? So you cannot tell them what to do, how to do. You can just tell them, I need this thing to be done, do it. That's all. So I think that's the motive I'm gonna keep taking with me, keep going with me.